Hey there, and welcome to the Irish edition of Dish Up Love. I'm your host Toy, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a wonderful Irish soda bread, and the good thing about this recipe is that you don't need a bread machine. So come with me, I'm going to show you how to do this. To start off, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then, you're going to take a 9x13 pan and butter the bottom of it. Now you're going to combine these next 5 ingredients in a large mixing bowl. You're going to start out with 5 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1½ teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now you're going to mix all of these ingredients together. You want to make sure you get it nice and blended. This is going to be great. Okay, now you're ready to cut up 1 stick of butter. You're going to cut your butter into little slices, and then you're going to add it to your mixture. Again, you're going to use the back side of your knife to put all of your ingredients together. Now when you're mixing this, you're going to want to cut your butter up into chunks. Now that your butter is all crumbled up, you can use your fingertips or a pastry blender. I don't have a pastry blender, so I'm just going to use my fingers and just kind of knead it together until coarse crumbs form. Now that you've got everything all mixed up, you're going to add in 2 cups of raisins. And if it's kind of clumpy like my raisins are right now, just do your best. You can use your fingers again and just try and get all those clumps out and make sure that all the raisins are really mixed in there. Because you don't want all of your raisins just in one spot in your bread. Yep, so you may even have to take some of these and pick them apart, and that's fine. Okay, now you're going to add in 3 tablespoons of caraway seeds. I don't normally cook a lot with caraway seeds, but when you actually cook them in breads, they are delicious. They're going to add really nice herb flavor, and it's just going to amaze you. It's a really great comfort food. Believe me, you'll love it when you try it. And again, you just want to mix everything together. Make sure there's not large clumps of anything. So, have some fun with it. Get your hands dirty. That's part of the fun and the stress relieving part of being in the kitchen. It's like, how many times do you get to play like you're being a kid again? It's like the sand at the beach, but it's flour. That means you can do it more than twice a year. It means you can make this whenever you want. And now you're going to add 2½ cups of buttermilk. So that's 2 cups. If you want to hear a funny story, I'm going to tell you what my video guy, JP, did before we filmed this. He asked me if he could make some coffee, so I said, sure, why not? And guess what happened? Instead of grabbing the milk in the refrigerator, he grabbed the buttermilk. As you can imagine, it did not taste good, and yeah, he ended up scrapping that cup of coffee. But I thought you'd get a kick out of it, so he let me share. So now you're mixing all of this together. You want to make sure that it gets nice and moist. You just want to mix, 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 mix. And then it's almost our last step. Woo, you're going to get a workout in here. Your arms are going to start feeling really strong after a while. But that's a good sign. That means everything is coming together. This bread is going to be fabulous. Our last step is actually to put the egg into our dough mixture. Now let me tell you, I accidentally made a mistake. I should have whisked the egg and the 2.5 cups of buttermilk together before putting it in there. But hey, mistakes happen. So I'm just going to whisk this by itself. You always want to make sure when you're cracking an egg to do it in a separate bowl. You never want to put this in with whatever your mixtures are, your ingredients are you're mixing, because you don't want your eggshells to get in there. Now you're just going to whisk your egg. Make sure you get that nice, even yellow color. That's when you know that you're done whisking. Okay, now we're going to add this to the dough. And mix it all up. So mix it good. We could write a song about it because we've been mixing all day. Mix it good. Yes, this is gonna be so pretty. Can't you tell? Look at all those raisins. It's gonna be so yummy, sweet, but also savory. I can't wait till it comes out of the oven. If you're wondering why they call it Irish soda bread, if you notice we didn't put any yeast in it. Well, that's because there's so much baking soda. So that's why it's called Irish soda bread. Now that your dough is all nice and sticky, you're going to transfer it to your baking pan. If you miss some flour, it's okay. You can still mix some of that in. That's bound to happen since you've got a lot of flour you're working with. Okay, now that your sticky dough is in your pan, you're just going to form it into the shape of the bread you want. Okay, I've got mine pretty much in kind of the oval shape that I'm trying to achieve, so I'm pretty happy with the way that's turned out. The last step you're going to do is put an X with a knife just in the top of your bread. You might want to go over it just to make sure it stays a few times. Now you're ready to put your bread in the oven. Okay, we're going to leave this in there for an hour and 10 minutes, and it should be done when we come back. Now that it's been an hour and 10 minutes, we're ready to take this out of the oven. Oh yeah, this looks so nice. you're still not sure if it's done, you can go ahead and like stick your knife in there. Try and go all the way down to the bottom of the pan. As you can see, mine is done. It comes out clean. Now it's ready to serve. The best way to serve it is with butter. So just go ahead and get out some butter and put it on each slice.